answer session. I'm going to talk all about the recent Discover Delicious Living Masterclass that I did over the last 2 weeks. And my upcoming Plant-Based Cooking 101, we're starting in just a couple days. We're starting this Monday. A big group of us are going to go through the course together. I'm super excited about it. So I'm just here to answer questions. Let me know that you can hear me in the comments. So let me check. Hi. So we are just getting started. Let me know, please, in the comments if you can hear me okay, see me okay, just to double check. We are. So I am excited to be kind of done with releasing these videos, because it's been a huge passion of mine for the last 8 years, and I've been cultivating these concepts and ideas that I've been using in my life, and to be able to put it all into one class, the Discover Delicious Living Masterclass, it's been a joy, and I'm so glad that's out there. And now people, you have an understanding of where I'm coming from and what my intentions are with my diet. And it's not about just being healthy, but really living a delicious life. So I'm so excited that it's all there and that people are loving it and you guys are receiving it so well. So thank you. The link, John says, the link is still showing the page starting soon in 15. What link is that going to? So I'm not sure. This is how we go live every Thursday for our not Discover Delicious Living, but Delicious Living is a cooking show that I do every Thursday. And this is how we're live. But it's saying, John, if you can be more specific, I might be able to address that. But how's everyone doing today? Let me know how everyone is. I'm here in my kitchen. It's a sunny day, well, kind of overcast day in California, Northern California, but I'm just happy. I went to the grocery store and got fresh produce. I am so grateful that I can get fresh produce still. John says, you still have a post live above this live. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure how it went live twice. That might actually be, John, from an old one. So it might just need to be deleted. Kathleen from Washington, hi. Hi, Patty. You looking good in Montana. Thank you for letting me know. Let's just delete that old post so people don't get confused. So, like I said, I'm going to be making a salad while this is John, so let me know. 1 second. Hello? Yes. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So, just confirming what I just told you, that I was going to delete that post. So I told you it was going to be casual today. But I'm excited to talk with you guys. What do you think of the masterclass? Did you guys have questions that came up for you during it? I know people sent in questions, so I'm going to address some of those things that were just seem to be hot topics on people's mind. Let's delete this. But this is let's start with that, the Delicious Living Q&A, because we are going to talk about Plant-Based Cooking 101. We'll probably go back and forth a little bit. But I want to hear from you guys about the masterclass, because the cooking course is really, really exciting, full of content, 43 videos, and I think there's like 46 printable kitchen cheat sheets. And I have a whole bunch printed out to show you, kind of get an idea of what those are. And there's a lot more to it too. And there's bonuses that I'm going to tell you about, how you can get support from me live every week. So it's going to be awesome. 6-week training, but you guys get lifetime access to it. So the idea is that we have this momentum as a group going through it. We start on Monday and we're working through the lessons together because we all have time. Most of us have time to do this. So I want to support you guys in building your immune system and building those healthy habits while you're home, and can make that a priority. Even if you're not using the foods, maybe you don't have access to all the fresh produce, we can still make that work. You don't have to use the recipes that I'm giving you in order to do this plan, do this training, because the training also includes core meals. That's actually the basis of the training, is learning how to make core meals so you don't have to rely on the recipes. The recipes are just practice teaching you skills and getting you to do some things that you might not otherwise do. But what I really want you to take away is the core meals. So if you don't have produce, or you don't want to leave the house to shop for other ingredients, don't worry about that. You can still take the course. And then later on, when you have access to the grocery store and more produce, then you can go through the recipes again at that point, because you have lifetime access. So let me just scroll through here. Everyone, welcome. Sandy, hi. And Amadi, awesome. Amadi, I am getting back to you right away with those login details. I don't know if there was a glitch in the system, but we are so excited to have you in there too. So you can get started in the introduction module this week or this weekend before the class starts. So I'll get you that access right away. Dwayne Keys says, you're cooking for Dad. That's awesome. Supporting and contributing to your family and keeping them healthy. I just want to get on a plane and go up to Seattle to be with my parents and cook for them. So Esme says she made the sweet potato toast this morning and the hash last night. Awesome. You made both of those dishes that I showed you guys in our bonus recipe. So cool. So we have, just checking make sure that post was deleted so you guys are all here with us and not confused about the other one. Raymond says he enjoyed the class. Thank you. Yes, we're on YouTube as well, so if you want to join us over there. Lorna says, are you going to put your last 3 classes that you just did in your masterclass online in the Culinary Gym page so we have access to rewatching that later too for the lifetime access? You won't have lifetime access to those trainings, but I'd be more than happy to put them in for the next 6 weeks. So I can get you the Discover Delicious Living series for the next 6 weeks if you join. And actually, it's not going to be in the Discover Delicious Living, or it's not going to be in the PC 101, Plant-Based Cooking 101 section, because you actually are going to get access to the Delicious Living membership for 3 months. If you join Plant-Based Cooking 101 and say that you're committed right now, whether it's the full price or if you do the payment plan, the full price is $197. The payment plan is 6 months for $39, which should be super affordable. That membership is usually totally separate and usually $60 per quarter. So if you join us for Plant-Based Cooking 101, you're going to get that membership for 3 months. That's going to carry you 90 days, which will definitely, I think, should extend into when we're back into our kind of normal reality. So that is a great way to continue even past the 6 weeks, which will be extra dense content and training. Then you get to go further and join us in the Delicious Living membership, and the Discover Delicious Living Masterclass will be on that membership page. So you'll have access to that for 3 months. Hope that was clear, a little detailed. Hi, Pam and Ted. Oh, wait. Oh, Ted says the PC 101 class has made widowers' life so much easier. I'm really happy I've supported you, Ted. That's what I can say. Awesome. Hi, Cindy and Beverly. So let's see if we got any more questions. Dee says, I'm normally a busy wife, mother, and teacher. I really just want an easy to follow program so that I can start incorporating this new way immediately. I really want quick meals. All right, so let me tell you that. I love making flavorful food. I have recipes that are more complex and they take longer to make. Like, for instance, I have a raw zucchini lasagna, actually inspired by Matthew Kenny, who's my favorite plant-based chef. But I took out all the salt and the oil, so it's SOS free and it's incredible. But it takes time to make. That is not how I cook on a daily basis. So what I do is quick meals, and that's the point of the core meals that you're going to get in this masterclass. You get 6 different core meals, and if you want, you can even add on the core meal method, which is a separate class that gives you extra core meals, 4 extra core meals, so you get 10 in total, and then there's extra video training to go with each of those core meals too, so that's pretty cool. But basically, I could make breakfast in 10-15 minutes. You know, so I'm gonna make lunch. I'm gonna make some salad here. Actually, I should just chop salad, start some salad while I talk. And it doesn't have to take long at all. You just have to know what you're doing and know your foods and your equipment and be familiar with it all and get comfortable. And it can be really easy and simple. That's not to say that it wouldn't be simpler to pull out a frozen dinner or to order to go and get it delivered, but you're not nourishing your body. And in the end, your quality of life is going to suffer so much. So by putting in a little bit of time in the kitchen, a little bit of effort, intentional, efficient time and energy, then you're going to just rock it. Rock the kitchen and rock your life because you're feeling so good. When you feel good in your body, it just makes it so much easier, and you have more motivation and more willingness, more interest and desire to go live your life and to fulfill whatever purpose you feel like you have here on earth to do. It's all about getting our bodies clean and being aware of what we're putting in our bodies so we can really nourish ourselves, put the fuel in that will give us the life we want. Of course, there's always going to be ups and downs and things that happen, but when you are feeding your body right and your mind right, then it's so much easier to adapt and to really be intentional about creating what you want for yourself. So that's why I got into cooking. So it wasn't about people losing weight as much as about giving them the life they want, starting with the food. So hopefully that answers your question about, yes, we're going to learn easy meals, how to do this. So Dee, you should definitely join us. Oh, the tempeh stew, pot pie stew is so good. Ted, that's one of my favorites. Patty says, I took your PC 101 class when your website was at Plant Street. And Patty, if you haven't logged into the new website yet, you can definitely do that. And if you have trouble, don't know your login information, just let me know and we will get you situated. You can email us at support@theculinarygym.com and we will take care of you. So you can actually, I'm going to email, I haven't emailed everyone yet, but anyone who has gone through the course before can join us again on Monday and start doing it again, because it's always a learning experience, even for me. And I'm the one teaching the classes, and I always get to learn new things too, just by watching the presentations or kind of going through my handouts and thinking about how I could improve, add more content, you know, what would make it easier and things like that. And the Q&A sessions. I love talking to you guys, so I'm excited about doing those Q&As every week. And I'm just chopping, this is some Savoy cabbage, and it's got a ruffle to it. Instead of just green cabbage, I'm going to chop this up thinly for my salad here. All right, let's see another question. Charlotte says your offerings are really impressive and plan to take your course. Awesome. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm so glad. I definitely I love things being pretty to look at because I think just like with our food, when it's more visually appealing, it makes us want to do it. But also that it's efficient and it's easy to use. It's applicable. So all of my handouts in the course, I'll show you. It's hard to cook and talk and answer questions at the same time, but we'll get there. We're gonna okay, I'm gonna come back to this. What I'm gonna do, what I taught in the class, in the master class, was think about, even though I don't have a recipe, when you think about your dishes, you have to think about what ingredient is going to take the longest to cook. And my vegetables are just going to be easy to prep. What's going to take a little bit longer is my sweet potato. So I want to show you this. I was deciding whether I should do a yellow sweet potato or the purple one, and I think we're going to do both. Let's mix up both. I've washed all my veggies earlier. So I'm going to just chop off our ends here. And what we're making is sweet potato. Oh, I forgot that was some purple. We're making sweet potato. So we're just going to do this one. Croutons. Sweet potato croutons are so amazing. I started doing these maybe a year ago, maybe a little more. When I got the air fryer, I loved putting potatoes in there to crisp them up. All shapes and sizes, not just like a French fry shape, which are fantastic, but if you do little cubes, then they get nice and crunchy and you can use them like a crouton. So we're going to chop these in little bite-sized pieces. And then we're going to put them in the air fryer, okay? So we'll take these. Whoa. And you could do this too with white potato if you wanted to, or even squash. A winter squash would be great as well. And I'm going to use my Milthy, which is the lid to the air fryer. It's just one type of air fryer. It's a lid. You can see it back there. Which way? That back there. It goes on the Instant Pot. But if you have a big Breville Smart air fryer, or if you have one of those little nuggets from a different company, those would all work as well. We're just going to put all of these in the air fryer. So has anyone done this before? I'm sure I'm not alone. Someone else has figured this out too. Sweet potato croutons, or potato croutons, are fabulous. What do you guys like to put in the air fryer? Does anyone have an air fryer? Let me know what you put in it. Lauren has joined us. Great. Pam says, picked up a couple carrots at a restaurant a couple weeks ago. They were so good. Haven't been able to replicate at home. Any suggestions for pickling carrots? I haven't gotten into pickling yet, but that is something I'm definitely doing this spring. Pickling and fermenting my vegetables. So we will have some guest chefs on over the next 6 months or so on Delicious Living Live, the weekly cooking show, to talk about pickling and fermenting. So these are my sweet potatoes. We're going to put them right into the air fryer, like I said. This little basket just sits in here. We'll put our lid on. And I'm going to put the timer at, let's do, okay, so I did 375 for 8 minutes, and then we'll stir them and I can turn it back on for a little bit more time, let them keep cooking. Let me grab out my compost bin here. What's this? So this is a little compost bin that goes on my, sits on a drawer right here, and people keep asking about it, so I was going to figure out where it's from, but I don't have a name here. There's no company on it. I ordered it online. I got 3 of them, and I gave 2 away already, so I have 1 left, and it's fantastic. But if you just look up a compost bin that sits in the drawer like a hanging compost bin. I'm sure it'll come up on Google. Let's see what. Yes, you can use a Japanese sweet potato. Brussels sprouts and tofu in the air fryer are fantastic. And you can put sauce on your ingredients too that are going into the air fryer. It's just a good idea maybe to put a little parchment paper down so it doesn't seep through, or put them in a bowl. You want a metal container, but the mesh wouldn't be as great if you have a marinade on there. You just got to scrub that mesh. It's fine too if you get it dirty. So Raymond says about the Milfy, you just got to get the air fryer lid. It goes on the Instant Pot. It fits on a 6-quart and an 8-quart, and it fits on other pressure cookers too. So the company is called Milfy. Meal, Thy, like meal and healthy. Not the best name, but it's fantastic. I love it. So you do not need the air fryer to take the course, Juliana. You don't need a food processor. You don't even need a blender. Obviously, there's all these pieces of equipment. They are really helpful. And if you don't have them, they will mean that you couldn't do certain things. But overall, it's more important that you take the course and learn how to create flavorful, nourishing meals with what you have available. And then you will learn how I use the different tools, and you'll see some recipes that call for them. And if you want some of the different things like a food processor, you might be able to just chop everything by hand and mix it by hand, and that would be fine. And then other things like a blender, hopefully you have one, but if you don't, then you'll see it's worth investing in. So it's definitely worth joining the cooking class now. You'll get all the bonuses, and you get to have the momentum building with all of us going through it together. So it'll be a lot of fun and a good use of your time while you're at home. Juanita says, potato strips for me and potato strips for my husband. Oh, sweet potato for one, and Juanita, you're allergic to potatoes, and I just found out I am too. I'm about to cry today. I hope that I can heal from that, but I did an allergy test, a really nice high-end one for certain foods because I've been having a lot of issues. And gluten obviously came back very strong, but also potatoes, probably because I've eaten so much and they got through my gut, so I need more variety. But that's what we're talking about, and that's why I'm going through this class again, because you guys heard in the master class that it's easy to slip and get back even when you're eating really, really healthy all the time. There's definitely ways that you can still be slipping and adding things in that aren't nourishing. And even if it seems like a small amount, it could be having a really big impact. So I'm recommitting to 100% whole plant foods with a little bit of minimally processed foods in here, because some of those I know don't bother me. But anything that bothers me is out of my kitchen. So I want to inspire you guys to do the same thing. I hope you join us so we can all be in this together. And that doesn't mean we need to all do the same thing, but we just get on the same page about what we want, and nourishing our bodies and being strong and healthy is a priority. The brand of my air fryer is the Milfy, as I just said, Paula. Meal, Thy, you can look it up. I think Walmart sells it for like $65. Audrey loves the sweet potato toast idea. It is so delicious. So yeah, a lot of the stuff I do with potatoes, I'll just try be doing it with sweet potatoes instead of the white potatoes. Grace says, is there a different way to make the potato croutons? I don't have an air fryer. Well, you could just use a convection oven. The circulation in a convection oven is just not as high as an air fryer, but it still works. You're still going to get toasty little pieces. They just won't be as crispy, as toasty, but it still works great. So just turn the heat up, maybe 425, and cut them into little cubes. actually maybe 400. You want to make sure that the potato is being cooked all the way through, and ultimately it depends on your oven. But you can do it just in the convection, use the convection setting. And another thing you can do if you don't have the air fryer is to use a mesh container instead of, or a sheet pan that has little holes in it, so it allows for more air circulation. Yes, Laura says potatoes cause arthritic pain for many of us, and I'm now cooking with sweet potatoes and squash. Yeah, I didn't notice, I hear you and I'm with you. I didn't notice the arthritic pain as much as neurological issues, neurological kind of degradation, killing off my nerve cells and making things not function so well. So it's really serious to get the food that serves you, that loves you back. Barbara says, I appreciated the masterclass and the price break on this class so much. Awesome, Barbara. I'm so glad you're in and excited for it. Yes, the class is $100 off. Let me chop some. We got those potatoes in. I'm going to chop some of my cabbage here. $100 off. So it's normally, the class is normally $297, and right now it's just got a little black in here. $100 off, so it's just $197 or 6 payments of $39, which is really fantastic for lifetime access and all of the content that you get. All of the 43 videos and 46 printables, which I'll show you, plus more kitchen workouts, the core meals, the practice recipes, the Q&A sessions with me, our private community that's going to be exclusive just to PC 101 members, which is not, we're actually starting this weekend, that private community, so you'll get an email, anyone that joins tonight or is already in. I'll email you about that probably Saturday morning. You can introduce yourself in the community, but a lot of other plant-based cooking courses cost much more than this. And I think this is really, really high value and a lot of personal touch. I've really put my heart into it. So I think it's well worth it. Let me see. Do the potato cubes have to bake in a single layer? They don't have to be a totally single layer because they are so small. And once I toss them, like when they get layered on top of each other, it's kind of, there's still air flowing all around them. But you do, for most things, you want a single layer. So let's take this out. And I'm just going to toss it here with a little spoon. All right, we'll let that keep going another 8 minutes. All right. Let me put my cabbage in my bowl here. Put this big piece. So we have, like I said, all these kitchen cheat sheets here. Hi, Jackie. Jackie's an old friend. I love seeing our community growing and growing. So, let's see, potato. Corn on the cob I have not done in the air fryer yet. That sounds fantastic. Can't wait till I get some corn on the cob locally, hopefully some organic corn on the cob. Oh, New Wave oven work. I haven't heard of the New Wave oven. If it's like a circulating, it's got the heat circulating, then it would definitely work like an air fryer. Charlotte says, do you need a nonstick frying pan? No. You don't need a nonstick frying pan. You can use stainless steel. That's what I recommend, the stainless steel. Any stainless steel pots, the saute pans, the skillets, all of your cookware, stainless steel is the best, most affordable option. I use a nonstick pan that is really high quality, that doesn't leach any contaminants into the food. So I love it. It's called Scan Pan. And the brand that's even better, is even pricier. There's a few different options, but have you heard of one? What's it? Salad Master. Salad Master is fantastic too. So if you're someone that likes to have dinner parties, I recommend checking out the Salad Master. I'll put you in contact with someone so you can email me and you could get some free equipment just by having a dinner party. And Salad Master is plant-based. They'll have at your home, they would give a plant-based cooking class and teach how to cook SOS free. And you get cool, really awesome equipment in exchange. So a cast iron pan I wouldn't do, Paula, because the iron, you don't want that iron from the cast iron pan in your food. And you don't want all of the fat that has been heated up and cooled down and heated up and cooled down that is supposed to, bring flavor to the dish with all of the flavor that it stores too within that fat. You actually don't want that in your body. So the cast iron pan is something I would get rid of. But there's only so much we can do at once. So you got to work with what you have, but definitely that's something, if you have other pans, stainless steel pans would be better than the cast iron. And you guys, what we're doing here, I'm answering all of your questions. This is what we get to do every week for the next 6 weeks if you join PC 101. Because on Thursdays, I give free cooking videos to our members. Actually, I give them free. And then the members in Delicious Living get the replays. They get a whole archive. But those cooking demos are me making a recipe really quick or going deep into one topic rather than answering questions back and forth like this. We get to do a little bit, but not as deep. Where our Q&As for the PC 101 class are going to be really fun like this, going back and forth. Lori is my assistant, amazing assistant, helping with a lot of email and content and everything. And she just put in the link for the Milky Lid. Thank you, Lori, for that. She got my comment about the potatoes, I know. So 8 to 9 years. Let me go through these a little bit faster. Yeah, Stephanie, I am excited. You said you're going to sign up for the master class. I don't know if you're talking about our Discover Delicious Living Masterclass. We just did. It was free, so you could sign up if you didn't get access to that. And if you want the link, maybe Lori could put that into our comments too, or just email us, support@theculinarygym.com. But if you want to join the course, that's PC 101, Plant-Based Cooking 101, and we'd love to have you in that. Shelly, it could be different things in the potatoes. For me specifically, it's called aquaporins, type of lectins and aquaporins, and some people are more sensitive to them than others. And I think a large reason that we become sensitive is because we might have leaky guts to begin with that might be triggered by something like gluten in the diet or glyphosate or other things like you're saying, the chemicals and the glyphosate, even alcohol and lots of sugar, things that are damaging our gut. And then they weaken the walls so more things can get through that shouldn't be getting through. Let me just take a sip here. I have some tea. Okay, let's see. Vegetable peeler. I have a lot of vegetable peelers. The Kuhn Rikon is a great brand of vegetable peeler. It's my favorite. But then I found these ordered, these little gadgets online, trying out different stuff. And Kittool, Kittool. So these are the two types of peelers. The Kuhn Rikon would be my recommendation. It's fantastic. Dehydrated potato chips. Yes. they're not going to be crispy in the dehydrator, not in the same way, but you can definitely dehydrate things. I just don't know about potato chips. I really like beet chips in the dehydrator. Salad Master is the best, Cheryl says. Stephanie, yes, PC 101. I hope you joined. All right, great, we're caught up. So let me show you these some of these cheat sheets. So I printed out the big binder, but this also has recipes and other things in it. So it doesn't need to be this big of a binder, and you don't have to print them out at all if you don't want to. But I like having them easily accessible, and this is how I've done it as a teacher. But here, let me show you. What I really like doing is some of these, putting them up on in the cupboards, so they're just really easy to see, like the cooking charts. You'd want to do that way. But we have, let's see, we can go through here with you. A grocery list, instructions for reading food labels, equipment, kitchen equipment that you need. We've got kitchen workouts, so actually workouts in the kitchen, meaning it's something that you wouldn't normally do, and it's really intentional about building your fitness, your kitchen fitness. So it's kind of a, step by step, do this, and you're practicing and you're learning along the way and building your skills and efficiency. So there's all these recipes here. I just skipped the recipes, but let's see. All about the legumes and how to cook them, different ways to cook them. Tips for when you get bloating and gas, a whole page all about that. Another workout, you go into the grains, all the different gluten-free grains. We have so many, including the pseudo grains, which are actually seeds. Botanically, they're seed. How to cook the different grains. Batch cooking, do's and don'ts of batch cooking. So lots of tips here on how to get the most out of your time in the kitchen, and then saving the food for later too in the storage. And then there's these core meals. So this is the core meal kind of setup. Each one is a little bit different. This is a satiable soup, but it's a template that you use as a guide in the kitchen instead of using a recipe. You're using this as a guide to make the flavor that you love, dishes that you really enjoy with the foods that you want to be using. Those that are most nutritious, those that you have on hand, and those that are seasonal, ideally. So it's really, let's see if there's anything else that stands out to me as I'm just kind of thumbing through here. Flax versus chia. When do you use one or the other, and how do you use them as an egg replacement? So there's so much content in this course, and it all looks really beautiful too, so that it's fun to go through. It's not just kind of a super technical curriculum. It's really beautiful and engaging. So those are one aspect of the course that is really, really popular with the students. They love having those kitchen cheat sheets. So Lori found an awesome air fryer for everyone to look at. Thank you. Tabitha says, how do you wash and store food? So washing is really, I think depending on what you're getting and where you're shopping, you might need to wash more or less. There's actually, what I would recommend watching is Dr. Greger's video on the best way. I had it pulled up here earlier. Let me just find it. I'll show you guys. He says, he has a whole video about the best way to wash your vegetables, your fruits and veggies, and how all of those products for washing your fruits and veggies are kind of a waste of money. Most of them don't work as well as they claim to work, when you could just use a little bit of vinegar and water, white distilled vinegar, or even salt. Actually putting salt, a ratio of 1 to 10 salt to water. So I'm that's just a couple options for washing your vegetables. And if you do the salt, of course you want to rinse it afterwards. That's just the washing, getting rid of any bacteria and stuff like that, but you want to rinse it afterwards so you don't have all that salt in your food. But I mostly do water, just plain water, just rinsing really well and scrubbing like the potatoes and things like that. And then storing the food is a whole nother ball game. I store in glass containers, mason jars, and other glass containers for the most part. I do have a couple BPA-free plastic containers, but I'd like to ideally go to all glass. But there's some things, you know, some of the vegetables and stuff, it doesn't make sense to have glass. But for others, it would definitely make sense to have only glass. That's the best for not getting any contamination. And then you have, as long as, too, when you're using plastic, because I know plastic is popular and people are using it, I encourage you to use as little as possible, and definitely get rid of any that are not free of the BPA. And there's other contaminants too, not just the BPA, so it's really best to just get rid of the plastic. But don't put hot food into the plastic. So that's at least one thing you could do, even if you are still using plastic, is to make sure everything is cooled before you ever put it in a plastic container. Okay. Raymond says, oh, which, I don't know, I'm making little noises. Mary Jean says, which course are you showing right now? I think you're referring to the sheets I was showing. That is all in Plant-Based Cooking 101, which is our 6-week signature cooking course. All the fundamentals to thrive on a plant-based diet. But it's not just the basic fundamentals that you might have learned, because as you first started getting into this, I got a little itch on my nose. Itchy. We go deeper because I've been doing this for a long time and teaching it. And so I took all the fundamentals that I think are really important for you to know, but also some other stuff that's more fun and pretty simple, and it makes a difference if you know it at the beginning of your journey or as soon as you can, rather than having to wait years to figure it out and maybe you never cross these concepts or recipes. Just like I've done in the air fryer, these sweet potato croutons. You know, this is an essential. It's not a fundamental, but if you didn't maybe see this class or see what someone else do something like this, then it never would have crossed your path. And these are fun. They make this lifestyle a little more exciting when you can do things, or like a potato waffle, or you could do sweet potato waffles. You see these little, these guys. I could put them in a little bit longer. But that last session, see how they get crispy a little bit? So, although I like a little bit of crispiness, I also like having the moisture content of the potato, of the sweet potato. So I'm not going to put them back in, but some people, like my mom, would want to put them back in and let them get even crispier, and they'll get crispy and a little bit chewy as well. So we're just going to put these aside. Let's see. Linda, the cooking course, the best way to find out about that is signing up. Actually, let me just give you this direct link. Let's see, where is she? Linda is in YouTube. You guys, maybe would someone share, Lori or anyone there, share the link to the Discover Delicious Living Masterclass, video 3. I should have put this in our little, let's see. I'm putting it in the comments on the Facebook one right now. So if you go there, that's our last video about it. Oh, here's the sales page. This is what we're talking about. The links are in the Facebook page. And I'm putting them in the YouTube one right now too. Oh, I love this. So I've been having internet issues all the week, and it's really affected my delivery of this masterclass, just kind of slowed it down as far as uploading the videos and everything and getting them available on time has been troublesome. But I think in large part it was my laptop, because I'm using this computer and it's a lot faster. I just love having a big screen down here, which is not normal for me to have a computer in the kitchen like this, but fun. So, what's your substitute for oil? Oh, that's a big question. There are so many substitutions for oil. I don't miss it. We do nuts and seeds are kind of the basic go-to when you're making dressings and things like that. But we can also use other things that are fat-free, like bell peppers or sweet potatoes or cauliflower or beans. You could use a lot to thicken in dressings and in stews like this. Actually, on YouTube, I see this image here. I don't think it's what you guys are seeing, but let me show you it. We'll flip over. Look at this. Is my sweet potato pot pie stew. Someone mentioned it earlier that they had just made it. And this is nice and thick and creamy, no oil needed. And the vegetables were sauteed first, no oil needed. So this is the type of thing that you get to make. And this doesn't need to be an everyday meal. It looks a little richer, and it is, but it's a great way to serve your family and yourself on occasion, and weekly. If you're at a healthy weight too, then definitely you can load up on the whole plant foods and prepare really nice meals like this. Okay, so let me just show you, since we're here, these different pages. This was our Discover Delicious Living Masterclass. We had the 3 different videos. If anyone is just joining us on YouTube or Facebook and didn't know about this, this is our opt-in page for it, and I'll put this there too in case you guys want to watch this. We'll just let me put it in here. You see all this. It takes a lot to run these online businesses. People don't really think, it's it seems so easy. You just get on the camera, and no, there's so much to it. So here's the actual sales page for the course. Okay, so we have all these, the booklets that come with all the different pieces. Not all of them are in the booklets like that, but I wanted to show you. Oh, this is, okay, here, our bonuses. I want to tell you about our bonuses because these are not on the actual sales page yet, but they're on the checkout page. We have these awesome bonuses here. 90 days, like I said, in our Delicious Living membership, which means that you get to join us live for our cooking classes on Thursday, but those are free to the public. What makes the membership program cool is that you get access to the replays, which means that you get an archive of all of our past cooking videos, which is going to be super fun to watch. So you guys have a lot of content as you're at home. You can dive in more or less depending on how much time you want to put in. And then we have these 6 weekly live Q&A sessions with me. These are going to be Saturday morning, so we can talk about everything that we learned through the module that week. And if you hadn't gotten to that content yet, then no big deal. You can still show up and ask questions. This is, like I said, a self-paced course, but we're going through it as a group. So we're going to be encouraging you to stay with us throughout the 6 weeks. But you can always go back and access everything again later on. Then there's these 4 cookbooks. I have a Mexican, Italian, potato, and a dessert cookbook. And all of those are SOS-free and gluten-free. No sugar, oil, salt, or gluten. Then you also get 3 dinner parties with either myself. The host is John McMahon from the I Thrive series, which is a fabulous documentary series showing how you can reverse obesity and diabetes with just a plant-based diet. And we hosted 3 cooking classes, we call them dinner parties, in my studio, the Culinary Gym, my first studio downtown Santa Rosa. And the two other chefs are Chef Bravo and Chef Mauricio, both from True North Health Center. So that's an awesome bonus. And then you're also going to get a bonus lesson about what I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and showing you how I prepare my daily meals, you know, making it all very applicable. So it's a ton of content, and I would love to be able to support you in making this your reality, going deeper with the plant-based diet. So if you guys have more questions, let me know. PayPal, I don't have, PayPal didn't work out to this new platform that is our payment processor didn't work with PayPal this time around, so that is not set up. But if that is the only way you can pay, then just email me and I can get it handled. Otherwise, if you can pay just with a card on the website, that would be best. So I'm just slicing these peppers to go in my salad. Let me see. All my links. Ah, I forgot the Facebook and YouTube automatically post it in both places. Lisa says the plants cooking course is incredible value. Thank you, Lisa. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. And you took it in 2018. I am actually excited to continue adding more content to it and just kind of optimizing it even more. So Lisa, you might want to, I'll let old past members know what new content I'm adding, so you guys don't have to worry about looking for what's new and what's not and everything like that. I'll just let you know. Mary says, just trying to get Zoom for our Bible study. Yeah, and it's frustrating. It is, especially with everyone being online right now. It's making it a little bit slower. And, you know, I think there's some other agenda with this whole coronavirus. It's not just the virus happening. I think there's, you know, they want to give us vaccines. They want justification to give us more vaccines, and maybe even justification for putting in the 5G network, which is going to be so convenient and not great for our health. So I have mixed feelings about that. But the internet struggles right now are real. Oh, someone just said how they love the bell pepper. Awesome. I'm not giving much direction here because of all this stuff we're talking about, but these are the things that you learn in the class. So you may have answered this, but what do you suggest when buying a good knife? Another thing, we go deep into the class about knives, but you want a good chef's knife, a rounded blade so that it rocks really well, and a good handle here. So there's a couple different knives I recommend, but Victorinox, the Swiss Army brand, is really great. And there's 3 or 4 different knives I recommend you have in the kitchen, but the chef's knife is the most important player. It's like your best friend in the kitchen. And knowing how to use the knife makes your chopping so much easier. Makes your time in the kitchen so much less too, because you know what you're doing and you're not taking as much time. I always take a little bit more time doing everything or when I'm talking to you guys, because I'm going back and forth, but it can be really, really quick. Yeah, Melissa says, if nothing else, this shortcut from you has really helped. Awesome. Amadi says, members will also get future updates to the class. Yes, you will. Exactly. Just like these old past PC 101 members, PC 101 students. You get the difference between our students in the course and then the members in the Delicious Living membership program. Any past students get access to this new training. And so anyone that is going through the training right now, they're starting on Monday, you're going to get access to the future updates I make to the course. So it's a great time. You know, there's no reason not to join now. You just keep getting more and more value. Keeping the knife sharp. You gotta using a steel is great to hone your knife. Also a knife sharpener. And you can take the knives. I love taking my knives to the cutlery store. We have a local knife shop, and then they can make them really nice and sharp. A place like Sur La Table culinary store would do that too for you. Or you can just buy a knife sharpener. It depends on the knife, though, what type of sharpener you use. And that is something that would be great to go over in deeper in our FAQ section or our Q&A for the PC 101 class. We can talk more about that. So I'm out of breath, just talking so much. We are going to add in our bell pepper here, and I'm going to chop up some cucumber too. Just a little bit, do half a cucumber. Lori posted a knife sharpener for us. It depends on the type of knife you use though, so do not buy a knife sharpener unless you know that it works for your knife specifically, because there's different styles of knives and you do not want one that is going to ruin your knife. So it's not one sharpener fits all by any means. Okay? All right. We have a little avocado here. Who loves avocado? Me. So avocado and sweet potato or white potato, but now since I'm going to be avoiding white potato for some time to do some healing, sweet potato and avocado are two of my favorite things to put in the salads. They really add to the flavor by giving different texture, different taste too, but it's really the texture that makes the biggest difference. Creaminess. What do you use to wash the veggies? We talked about this earlier. I use really clean water. I have filtered water, and that is my go-to for washing the vegetables. And I've been fine doing that for the last 10 years. You know, a couple times here and there I purchased store-bought veggie wash, and it just wasn't worth it, especially after seeing Dr. Greger's video. But, and if you go to like the farmer's market and you get really dirty produce, you know, it's a lot of sometimes dirt on the vegetables and the greens from the produce section or from the market. You want to rinse them really well. Use a salad spinner like I have here, or just the sink, fill it up with water and let them rinse and soak for some time. You can let them soak for 30 minutes. You could drain the water and fill it again and let them soak again. You can use your hands to kind of clean them off. You could also, if you want to, add something, distilled vinegar or salt are two great options instead of buying a produce wash. What I would recommend is looking up Dr. Greger's video on the best way to wash your fruits and veggies. Dr. Greger is the founder of nutritionfacts.org. So if you go to nutritionfacts.org, you can find that video. Oh, look here, I was going to put it in for you earlier. Fruit, veggie, wash. Okay, he's got an article and a video. I'll show you this article. See, flip to it. There you go. Best ways to wash your fruits and vegetables. You got a whole article, and then it links to some videos as well and tells you how to make your own fruit and veggie wash if you want to. I don't know the Lugol's iodine solution, so I can't speak to that specifically, Rosie. Might be a good option. Iodine is a nutrient that we're not getting enough of, so I would be okay with that, not knowing more about it, but I would definitely want to learn more before just saying yes. So let me make a dressing for this. We've got our sweet potatoes to add here too. Let's see, I'm going to step away. I'll be right back. Let's see. All right. We have one of the simplest dressing recipes. I'm just going to do some balsamic. Actually, I'm going to make more of this. Let's flip our screen back. We're going to do, this is aged balsamic vinegar. Take off our lid here. What else do you need to know about the class? We're starting Monday, like I said. So that means you're going to get an email Monday morning letting you know you have access to Module 1. If you guys join now, join before then, you'll get access to our introduction module right now, right away. And you can get started there. And then on Saturday, you're going to get an email with a link to our new private community, so we can all hang out and talk there, share photos of our food, our dishes, our core meals. And then on Monday, you'll get the email about starting Module 1. And then you get access to invitation to our Delicious Living Live, which is just like this, except I'm making a specific recipe, and you actually get the recipe sent to you as well on Thursdays at 5. And so same time as we're doing now. And then on Saturday, we'll do our Q&A session, Saturday morning, probably 10 or 11. And then that's the module. So it'll be a lot of fun. We do that 6 times, a ton of content. And I'm just mixing together mustard, balsamic vinegar, and some lemon juice here. And the format, I'm not sure what you mean, but the format of the course is mostly videos, 43 different videos of me cooking. I'm not in this kitchen, but I'm in my kitchen, my actual cooking school that I had downtown Santa Rosa, in Northern California. I had a little cooking school called Plant Street Culinary Gym. I opened it up so that I could specifically give hands-on cooking classes so that people had this hands-on experience with me. Oh, it was so much fun. I can't wait to do that again. I'm hoping maybe one day I'll do cooking classes here, live cooking classes. But it was really a lot of fun. And all of the videos are recorded there. So you get 43 different video lessons. It's a lot of information. And then also all of those kitchen cheat sheets, the kitchen workouts, the practice recipes. So, and again, we have the links to everything in the comments above. So if you're looking to see if you want to join us, find out more, register, you can get those links. Phoebe says, I just had asparagus and sweet potato steamed. Great combo. Oh, yes, that sounds good. Thanks so much for the masterclass. Awesome. Aw, that's so sweet. You're so sweet, Phoebe. That masterclass I'm so excited about because of all the lessons coming together. Healing with whole foods. Whole foods over the processed junk foods, or the just healthy, so-called healthy, plant-based products that are actually really high in processed items. They just don't serve us. You know, all those veggie burgers at home are fantastic, but those protein-rich, plant-based burgers, Beyond Burger, the Impossible Burger, even all the other ones, the smaller companies, they process all of those ingredients to a powder. So it's like sugar or the MSG or the salt and the white flour. It's super processed, and then they repackage it all together in and call it a food, but it's really highly processed molecules that are already digested, and so our body doesn't have to do the work. And it's just ridiculous because our bodies are designed to digest the food. We need to digest it, and we need to decide how much to absorb, and we need the ability to be able to make that decision ourselves. As soon as you make things into a flour, you grind it up, even if you piece it back together like bread, it's all flour still. You don't have that option of digesting it yourself. It's already digested. We're kind of fooling ourselves. Yes, you have to chew it again, and your body does digest to some extent, but you don't have freedom anymore when you put those things in your body. So we're gonna add our potatoes here, and then I'm just gonna eat this out of this big bowl because this is not gonna fit in one of my other bowls. So, I missed some comments here. Chopping bowl, this might have come from World Market. I don't recall, but there's another brand I'll be sharing in the PC 101 class, a brand of bowls that I recommend. In Module 3, we go into salads. So let me tell you what kind of the concepts. The first module is all about knife skills and detoxing or clearing out your kitchen of all the bad stuff and learning how to make Buddha bowls. Buddha bowls are my favorite core meal. So we learn that. And then the module 2, we go into grains and legumes and the Instant Pot. And then in module 3, we talk about salads and salad dressings and flavor. Module 4 is all about roasting vegetables. We also talk about air frying and baking and sauces, yummy, yummy sauces. Module 5 is tempeh and tofu, but it's not only tempeh and tofu. We also talk about grilling and sauteing, and there's another one in there. Stir frying, and you can do those with just vegetables or beans or rice, so you don't need to worry about getting tempeh and tofu if you don't want to. And the last module, module 6, is all about richness, about creating that extra creamy decadence, and we do that with fats, nuts, seeds, avocado, and we talk about how to create richness without fats. So like I said earlier, the white beans and other things, cauliflower, there's lots of ways to create creaminess that doesn't have to be really high in calories and high in fat. So it's a really, really great introduction to everything. Okay, let me see. Peggy says, this class is so helpful to learn all plant-based cooking skills and recipes. The best part is being able to get new updates. Yes. Oh, thanks, Peggy, for sharing. I'm so glad you guys are here. Little testimonials. I did not ask for this, but it's so sweet of you to share. Nancy just ordered the veggie peeler. Great. The little things like that, having the right pieces of equipment, make a big difference in your kitchen and making things easier to do. Yes. Mary Jean says that is one incredible looking salad. This is what a craveable salad looks like. You want to make craveable salads so that you look forward to them. And I actually think about that when I'm shopping for my salad, as I mentioned on the masterclass, when I'm shopping for ingredients and I'm thinking about what I want to put in my salad, it's like, what am I really looking forward to? And in my mind, I have clear, bright lines. I don't have animal products. I don't have oil. I eat whole foods. And so when I think about what I crave and what I want to have, my brain doesn't go to the things And it's taken some time to adjust and learn this, but it generally doesn't go to the things that I don't want to be putting in my body. So when I think about what I'm craving, something that would make me really happy, it's more about the whole foods that I'm craving. So it might be like, you know, oh, I want to put pears in my salad tonight, or oranges, or pomegranate seeds, you know, some maybe fruit to add a little more flavor. Or I would love some chickpeas, some freshly cooked homemade chickpeas. That's what I want in my salad tonight. Things like that. So you make these salads that you look forward to, and then it's great to have salad for dinner. It doesn't feel like, you know, the house salad that they get at the restaurants. Those are just embarrassing to call even a salad. Corn products. So it depends on what you're doing with the corn, Lucy. I've been avoiding corn for a long time, thinking I had a sensitivity to it, and turns out, no, I don't. Just potatoes and the wheat. So it depends on what you're doing with it. You might want to think about sweetness. If you're putting it into a soup or chili, you could do other things like bell peppers add sweetness. Sweet potatoes add sweetness. Sweet peas, frozen peas instead of the corn. So yeah, it all depends about the context. The balsamic vinegar, this is aged balsamic vinegar. It is one of my favorite condiments because it is thicker and sweeter than just balsamic vinegar. The brand is Napa Valley Naturals. 4% acidity. That's what you need to look for instead of the 6% acidity. And it's fantastic. Oh, thanks, Andrea. You guys are surprising me out of the woodworks here. Just she's saying it's PC 101 is a tremendous value since you can repeat it again and again at no cost. Absolutely recommend it. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. The third ingredient I put in the dressing was just some lemon juice. I like to buy fresh lemon and lime juice, but I actually, I'm out of my fresh lemons, and so I just use this. And I'm actually going to put the rest of it in here so I can toss that bottle. Organic lemon and lime juice. And you know what? The other thing I wanted to add was some thyme. Do you address including protein in your meals? Yes, always. And there's protein in this meal. There's protein in our sweet potatoes and in the bell pepper and in the cabbage. But I could also add in some beans, some fresh beans. So sometimes I like a little bit lighter at dinner time, and I might not do the beans. I had beans twice today already. But I do beans 2 to 3 times a day, or lentils, or some sort of richer protein. But it's it's totally a misnomer that we need to get like excess, a ton of protein. We don't. We get it from our whole foods, and it's just enough. But I do think it's important to get balance between our fat, carbohydrates, and protein, because the protein and the fat do help to balance the blood sugar. So I like getting a combination of all three. I'm not someone that does no nuts or seeds, but I can accommodate people that need to do no nuts or seeds. But I do recommend having a little bit of nuts and seeds in the diet, especially the seeds specifically. Yeah, so lots to talk about. There's so much detail. The protein from meat comes from the plants they eat. Exactly, Victoria. Exactly. So I think that's about it. I was going to grab something, I think. I don't recall. So if you guys want to join us for Plant-Based Cooking 101, please do. It's going to be so much fun going through it together. And the more people we have, the better, the more exciting it is, because you get to see all the different food photos in the course. And every time you see someone's food photo, even if it's like this, here, I'll take a picture of it. Maybe this will be one of our first photos in our new community. It inspires people to try something new, try something they haven't seen before. Let's see. So I think it'll be really worth it for us all to go through this and take our food game, and our health and our vitality and our lives overall to the next level. Wherever you are on your plant-based journey, you can get more out of it by coming through this class with us. If you've been doing it for years, no worries. You can come in and still get a lot out of it. I've had students tell me again and again that they still are learning things. Plus, you get all the printable cheat sheets, so you get extra materials to make your time in the kitchen easier. And you get the Q&As with me and the community. So you get to ask questions and everything. And you get access to all of the future updates to this specific course, Plant-Based Cooking 101. So with that said, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys all. Thank you, Grace and Dana, Dee, Mary, Kathleen. Awesome. You guys signed up. Yay. It's going to be really, really fun. And I just can't speak to this diet enough, how much it makes a difference to nourish yourselves with the food that loves you. Because when you're eating the food that doesn't, it's disastrous on so many levels. Yes, your weight is a huge issue, and that's so frustrating, but I think it's actually much deeper than that. Your mind not working the way you want it to, your joints hurting and being in pain. You can't even extend your joints as far as you're supposed to be able to. It keeps you from being on the ground, playing with your grandkids, or getting outside for walks, going to do all these other activities, and eventually just having such bad chronic disease that you're stuck on the couch or even in bed. So take back your life. I'm like in tears. This has made such a difference in my life, and I'm so grateful that I found it so early on, but I didn't commit. Well, I did commit fully, but then I slipped into the pleasure trap, and it really was devastating. Even though my food was, 90%, it was whole food, plant-based, really clean. I added in some other processed plant products, no animal products, but processed plants, and it actually was really damaging. And I'm just now learning about it and kind of recouping and recovering from it, and it's going to take some time. So I would love to go through this journey with you guys together and be able to support each other. So sign up. The link is above. If you guys have any questions at all, email me at support@theculinarygym.com. We are low on a couple team members that are usually there to help me with emails. Everyone's cut back on the hours. So I will get back to you as soon as possible. And they'll actually, it's also Passover and Easter, so our holidays are affecting the team's hours as well. So there will be a lot of team support during the training, but this weekend is actually, ironically, just really low staffed. So let me just promise you that I will get back to you. It just might take a little bit, but ask me anything by email. And below the masterclass videos, I'll try to check in there too if you guys were having comments, questions about those videos. And the videos will be up until Monday. This registration, I was going to close it Sunday night, but I know that is Easter, so we'll keep it up until Monday night for everyone, and that means the videos will be up for till Monday night too. So if you guys want to share this with your family or friends too, get them to join you and do this together, that would be even more exciting, because I don't think we want to be preaching our message to other people if they're not on board. I don't think that's really helpful for either party. But if you have someone that is interested, if you have someone that wants to do better with their food, even if they're not fully committed, they don't really know what they're getting into, if they're interested in it, it's going to be so much more fun to have a partner, a friend, or someone to go through it with and have that community. And it makes our big community so much more fun, and it makes the world a better place. The more people who are doing this, the better it is for all of us. And the better it is for our next generations too, the kids. We need to teach this. We need to teach this as much as possible. So I hope you guys join us. I want to create some fabulous plant-based cooks. I want you to be one of them so we can spread the message. So join me for Plant-Based Cooking 101, and we'll start on Monday. If you have any questions, just email me, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much, everyone.